Alright, let's continue on our journey to Primm and see what they're primming, or priming, or even what they've got for us now. And as we go down here, as I've seen, well, I'll demonstrate a few things over here, just to show how cool all of these maps are. You see all that detail over there? We'll eventually go over there. You see what that sign is and that little... You know what? Let's get out our binoculars, since I never use these things ever. But sometimes you can use them. And they are garbage, as you can tell. See that? The drawing distance is terrible. On the default game, the draw distance makes you sad. But you always... And it's even funny because you sit here and mess with it. And you see all this. This has a lot of detail, And then slowly everything fills in. Just because, you know, I hadn't... You know, it's hilarious that they didn't have that as the default unit. This guy crying over here. It didn't have the default where the draw distance would be as far as you could naturally see. I suppose maybe if I had a fog or something like that. I've forgotten what I've actually set this as. Well, let's see what this guy's crying about. What would you be crying about, me mate?
Hello? Can you help me?
I don't know. What's wrong?
My girl is trapped by geckos on the ridge, and I can't get to her. Please, she's going to die.
Where is she?
Go up the path, past the broken radio tower, and go to the right. They're at the top of the trail.
I'll see what I can do.
You will? Thank you for helping me. Please hurry.
You know, you have to admit, it's pretty hilarious that people have educations out here. Now, you may be wondering why I just blew that man's head off. It's not just because I'm evil, but because it was fun. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to care about that. We'll probably sleep till dawn. Why not? You could only imagine if somebody would really want to sleep out here in a camper with nothing blocking the door. Absolutely nothing blocking the door or windows. That would be such insanity. Even in a wasteland, I would have like thrown boards or something just to have something to prevent a guy or gal from walking in and just blowing your brains out in the middle of the night while you slept. But as we go up this, we will come to the end of the road for our character. There we are. So we can rebuild our character. It's very nice that we get... So that guy right there, he was our first bit on the... well, the last bit, I should say, into the real world where you would see the tutorial. And that tutorial area, I have to say, I really do like that tutorial area. It's very nice. I would say it's on par with Fallout 3's tutorial area. I like it a lot more than Fallout 3's tutorial area because you get more skill checks with it. And you get a more well-rounded experience on what you can use your skills for. Granted, if you didn't know what lockpicking and sciencing was from at least the third game or the other previous 3 titles before Fallout 3, then I'll grant you it's something to have those two as the skills to be used. But what really matters is whether or not you have speech, or you can have explosive, or you can have medical. Granted, the medical is very high, but it's still there. You can use it, you can have it. It's nice to see, and it's nice to have for role-playing purposes. It's incredible. And I don't know, and even with Good Springs, whether or not you take the quote-unquote good path or quote-unquote bad path on how you want to roll, that's also nice as an introduction to how we can go on and what sides we can choose, fundamentally. Oh, you know what, I'll just travel onward. As it's very nice to have that, but it's much better to travel onward. And what's funny is they don't bottleneck it like you see in Oblivion. Oblivion bottlenecked it. Fallout 3 bottlenecked it. And I think that was it. I think that's it for the games made by Bethesda that I can think of that bottleneck your beginning parts where they care to say, do you want to change how you are? You know what's funny is I'm not looking down the sight. Naturally, you're supposed to be able to look down the sight on this thing. What's funny is it does not. Go down. Come on. You're dead. Weapons of the future, ladies and gentlemen. They can barely take out geckos. This is why we lost the war. If you can barely take out a gecko, you can barely take out anything in this game, then. Let's see. It seems so strange. Let's see. Does the mercy... See, I've got iron sights on this, but no iron sights on that laser pistol. What is up with that? Look at that. I just... Okay. That is strange to me. Let's see, does my weather pit... See, this gets iron sights. Isn't that strange? Let's see how effective this is. Come on. Come right at me. There we are. Come on, little gator. There we go. Headshot. Now we've got some boys and girls up here. These are the real geckos. These aren't the... Ooh, I got one biting my rib. Boom. Yeah, we'll get this kid out. Yeah, I'm all out of shells. Okay. Let's see here. Do the steady shotgun. I still think that's hilarious. Why you'd ever have a single... You know, I remember the single shot shotgun from Fallout 2 is where I remember it mainly from. And it was always about that power leveling. If you didn't have... Like, you would use that. You would use it in Fallout 2. I kid you not. You would use it because you would not be good enough at your unarmed skill or your tribal spear skill. Or, I guess, your melee skills, your throw skill, or... any of the other hand-to-hand combat skills. And what you would use, you'd pick that gun up and you'd think, oh man, oh, I've got something, I've got a single shotgun. Oh, and it was just as bad as it is in this game. It's just terrible. Now, something to note, this is a...
You need to be careful.
Oh, snap,
it's
see?
dangerous out here.
I don't know why he's rolling up here. Oh, gosh. What's funny, I don't understand why he's here. I really don't. I don't remember ever having him pop out at me at this place. How did you know I was in trouble?
Heck, I can smell trouble a mile away.
AKA, he's a spy. I'll remember that.
See that you do.
Are you following me?
I saved your life, so I kind of feel responsible for you is all.
Goodbye.
Well, happy trails then.
So the rest of it, it just ends up coming off as, well, you know, I'm very angry about the fact that you're watching me. So if you ever have those situations, you don't want to tell anybody that they are watching you. You want to take and draw it out and figure out what's going on. So this is the bear trap. If you were to keep that man alive that I blew his brains out on, he wants you to come up here, basically take out the geckos, and he attacks you to try and get to his buddy over here, this prospector. And, you know, he wants the goods that are in there. There's nothing to fight you over. It's nothing to really worry about. If you have the wild, woolly wasteland, as everybody should, naturally, especially if you wanted to do for your... I would say if you are completely ignorant of this game, it's very nice to not do it first, have these experiences, and then come out and say, hey, check it out. Or if you wanted to play through it once, it's definitely a perk that you want to take, because necessarily it does change quite a bit of this. I think it's Johnny 5 Aces is who this ends up being, and instead of how it is where it is, or how it is now, there's like 5 aces just laying out. And, oh, I've forgotten exactly what it was all about at the end. Let's see, medicine's been fine. I'm going to up this to 40, because I know I'm going to need it soon. And I always hate it when you have one skill point and it's like, well, where can you put it? It's like, nothing's going to be good enough. Because 1 is the loneliest number that there ever was. Alright, sleep that off. Okay, now we're going to leap down the hill. Don't do what I'm doing, which, you know, naturally, if you actually just jumped off that hill with no protection, you just break both your legs and you die. Sometimes you die if you don't pay attention. I mean, that's the best part, is just jumping off of stuff. Because You know, when you play other games, more modern-esque games where they get rid of fall damage, or like Fallout. I think Fallout 4 still had fall damage, but you didn't notice it because you had the power armor all the time. If you were smart, you had the power armor all the time because, you know, it was easy peasy to grab it and use it. You would never notice fall damage. You just kind of just dropped out of the sky, hit the ground, you go clunk. Now see, this is a smart idea. You have boards that go up on this little house, and then you'd be able to snipe people that come down the road. It's brilliant. I wonder who would possibly do these things. And this is what happens if you follow the road down here. So you'll see over the horizon, down there where that fire's going, you'll see why when you follow the road it's very dangerous. It's much like following the yellow brick road in The Wizard of Oz. There's always danger afoot with following the yellow brick road. Nah, here you guys are. And it blew his freaking head off. Blew his leg off. Alright. Go figure. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be over-cumbersome all the time. Oh no. Yeah, it's single sturdy shotguns. Oh man. Because, you know, back in the day, and see there's another guy. Follow the roads and that's what you'll find. Yeah, the NCR's been patrolling the roads alright. Ain't been doing jack. That's all the game will tell you. Well, they've been following the roads. They've been practicing and defending these roads, of course. You have to admire the simplicity of some of these characters. And that when they say something to you, it's not exactly right all the time. And I really do admire that about a lot of these games, because some games would always tell you, you'd have characters who would tell you certain things, and they would always be right. Like, you know, there's a monster in the mountains, or there's, you know, there's something going on here or there, and you would pick it up and be like, ah, of course, there must be something out there because these people said something. No, look at that. I just stole that dynamite. And look, I've lost karma for stealing dynamite from people who killed for the dynamite to begin with. Oxymoronic, wouldn't you say? Unless they're really believing in karma, which if you do really believe in karma, it's not going to help you all too much in this situation. Because karma. And it's interesting that they do use karma instead of, like, you know, you would say positive and negative karma. Necessarily. When you think of karma, it's supposed to be actions, inactions creating, or, yeah, that's just great. He's getting stuck. So it would be actions, inactions, and then they would go into a cycle. And naturally, if you had bad karma, you'd eventually have problems.
That was a hell of a fight. Let's hope it doesn't bite us in the ass later on.
You'd have problems when you went to go for reincarnation. So, not only that, but it's the idea that the actions you take is sowing the seeds of what you reap. Or, you know, you sow what you reap. Or you reap what you sow. In that kind of sense. So, the fact that you would steal from these people, and all of a sudden that would be negative to their faction. And that's why I like their faction identities a lot more than, oh, you're going to be a bad karma person, or you're going to be a good karmic person. It's like, why would you even have that? I understand it's a holdover from the olden days of, I mean, even Fallout itself had, Fallout 1 and 2 had all the, oh, you shouldn't steal and things like that. It would give you morality, or moral quandaries. But I don't think most people would sit down and say, well, I was perfectly fine with slavery. Versus, oh, I'm going to steal from the cons that just, you know, come through and pillage the people and pillage the villages and take everything they want. Oh, you know, stealing from them, well, that's bad. Because, you know, they've worked hard for that. They killed a lot of people for that. Alright. Well, if it wasn't too obvious, I've been kind of moving towards just energy weapons because it's interesting, at least to me. I do like the more science fiction aspects. I'm going to keep as many of the grenades as possible, but I am definitely selling some of this ammunition. I am not selling enough to even come close. I am poor. Alright, fine. I will take that ammo back, then. Take the ammo back. Yes. 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 Actually, you know what? I will sell the... Let's see. I would at least like to sell the 357 Magnum and the 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter garbage. Let's see, what am I getting out of all of this? You see, and this is the thing. This was always how it was in the original games, because you always had... You had moments where the game would be like, oh, you want stem packs. Like, stem packs would always be in the front of your mind, because they would do the most for you, right? And then you're thinking to yourself, oh, ha, see, now I've got a stem pack. I can do this, I can do that. But what would end up happening is you try to buy the stem pack, and then you'd find out, wow, I'm too poor to actually do anything. Oh, and you can't buy these. Yeah, it's like too bulk. I think it's like a ton. You have a ton. And they say you clean your weapon more. It's mainly you end up losing a lot. I'm trying to find. Let's see. There's varmint rifle silencer, and then this is something that I loved about this game, was the fact that they put mods in this, and then eventually with Fallout 4. Bethesda looked at it and said, well, people really like those mods, so maybe we should put those in. And then they eventually put more mods in there, more modifications, more breaking down of stuff, and oh, it's just amazing. It was amazing. Alright, I'll do that. And I don't ever tend to sell the NCR dollar,
Another satisfied
because you never get a good rate on exchange.
Take it easy now.
You really, really don't get a good rate on exchange. Let's see here. Don't need to do that. Now this one, see, you can take a look down. You can look down the barrel in this puppy. Though you'd have to admit, you can't really. You don't even have a range finder on it. Let's see. I've gone to. Oh, what? I've not discovered that yet. All right. And what we'll see is, we'll see two locations. We will see, let's see down here. Yeah, we'll see a few locations. The main two are going to be the prison and Primm. Right now I'm going to go down here and terrorize this guy. Since all the powder gangers hate my guts, they're not even going to bother talking to me. None of them really do. Once you've killed Joe Cobb, yeah, there's the prison. Once you kill Joe Cobb, they all hate you. Hate your guts. Oh, that's hilarious. So he's using that little knob on the end for it. That's hilarious. There we are. Looks like they killed a traitor, which is, I think, a random encounter. I think it is a random encounter that they may come across that. And, yeah, see, they stripped this person, the Crimson Caravan Guard. It may not be a random encounter. I may be wrong. This may be the demonstration of what happens when you come out here. And again, this is always what happens whenever you follow the road. You always have people getting ambushed or killed or murdered and things like that. And the powder gangers are normally the guys who are doing it. Now I'll take the cherry bomb, why not? Let's see. And I don't know where exactly. No, I'm going towards the Quarry Junction. So up this way, we'll go on Quarry Junction here. They've I'm hidden. Let's see if I can get up. I might hit. Oh, I got a sneak critical on him. That's nice. I hate this nut. It's terrible. This nut is terrible to tell where you hit. And see, and then you get karma for killing these guys. So why is it bad to steal from them? See, there's a Quarry Junction right there. So there's like this sign out here to tell you, oh well, you know, don't go down there. Don't go in this Quarry Junction. But you're following this, and you find powder gangers. So what is up with that? I know the prison is right over there, and we'll go over there in just a sec. But let's go out here and talk to the locals. See how the quarry is. It's hilarious that you have, and I think actually there's another encampment of powder gangers up here. Which is funny because you figure if they're going to have powder gangers in these areas, that these powder gangers would go over and attack the NCR quarrymen for everything they've got. I mean, you might as well, right? Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. Actually, I'm going to take a walk up over this. I got to save first, though. Let's see. I'll save in a new save. Just so we don't get totaled here. Because what happens is you have death claws up here. Now you can do, let's see. See, and this is also something I hate. You can't crawl up those walls, but it seems like you can. Okay, never mind. You can't even, I can't even do it. And that's something that's terrible. This is one of the things I hate about Fallout 3 and 4, along with Skyrim. You could never really, you couldn't follow where you really wanted to go. You always had to go around on some things, and it was like, oh, forget that. Oh no, I could fast travel. Who knew? Now we can do a bunch of stuff, which I'll do mainly for XP.
Maybe I was just seeing things, but I could have sworn I saw some people up on the ridge by the quarry.
Yeah, there were some people up on the ridge by the quarry. I shot them. Let's see, proper assembly. Basically, somebody put this this generator together and didn't know how to do it, so we'll assemble the generator. Boom. Generator is fixed. Let's take care of this little thing. So if you care about animals, here's your chance to use another medical bit. It's whiff. Your leg seems injured. Whiff. Even though these things were terrible back in the day. And we'll use our medicine. Success. Snuffle. Alright, adios, you little windbag. Too bad that, you couldn't have more detail on the model. So you saw the injury, then you're able to fix the injury, blah, 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 blah. And I think that's it for this junction. You can fix those two things, and then you can steal stuff from the miners, which is what I'm going to try and do, because why not? This is how you win. Then why would you donate pre-war money? Oh, this is all the money I had. It's all pre-war. Why would you even bother? Why? Let's see, what else is in here? You got the pool table. Got a little light. Little light. It's in the toolbox. Yeah, I'll take all that stuff. Broken radio system. That's another problem that you see a lot, is broken radios. This fool. What does he have? He has a... No, he's got a varmint rifle. So, he's very good at that. He's sitting there messing with that. It's like, why? Why even bother? Let's see. Whoops. Doot. Steal everything that you possibly can, because you are more important than these fools ever will be. So, don't feel bad. And I'll be able to take and change my karma.
Snuffle's leg seems to have gotten better.
Yeah, no. It's because I did it. You know, the worst part is if somebody actually didn't pay attention and that you did that kind of stuff, you did that work, nobody, whoops. Whoops. So we're going to get violent with me now? Which is funny. I can't wait.
Hold up. There are death claws all over the damn place north of here. I'd turn back if I were you. If you want to get to New Vegas, you're better off heading east from Primm and then looping north. It's a heck of a lot safer. It's nice to see things going the way they're supposed to for a change. I'm going to pay you out of my own pocket for this one.
I fixed the dog's leg.
I'd noticed Snuffles limping, but I didn't realize the problem was that serious. Thanks. That beast helps keep spirits up around here.
And we can ask him about where the death claws came from. Tell us about this place. What is this place? It's a quarry. The death claws just came into town. They have no idea. They can't stop death claws. We can sit here and wave around and say, haha, we've got the skills, but I'm not going to waste my time with it, so goodbye.
If you insist on going north, don't be expecting a rescue when you get into trouble.
Yeah, nobody should. What the hell? Why is everybody running away? Are they gonna run all the way out there? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! This is good. This is gonna get rich. So what are these guys doing? Just running out here? Oh yeah, go ahead, run out there.
Seems to have gotten better.
Run out there. Wasn't expecting a rescue. All right, I've got to see how this ends. This has to end poorly for this man. Doesn't it? Does it? Or they end up... Oh no, did they end up loading them back? They went back. What about this guy? Or did he get murdered? And the death claws are over there, by the way. Very angry. Hey, you. What are you doing out here? Here, go out there. Go on, fool.
You need something?
No, probably not. Alright. I don't know why he ran all the way out here. I was hoping to see a Deathclaw just bust his head open. It's just like, don't worry about anybody coming to rescue you. Just die. Just die. And thus far, I'm actually... Oh, yep, there he goes. Alright, you're gonna go... Just oh, yes, go out there and fight it. Do it. Just slam him with the sledgehammer of justice. My God. You talk about rescue. Get straight up murdered. Oh, man. And then they're out here starting shit. Like, what are you doing? You see, it blew that guy away. Blew the other one away. Go ahead, blow the other scorpion away. It's stuck in the ground. So this is how you know some of it's a buggy mess. When the AI gets stuck in the ground. That's the worst part.
Glad that's over.
It's worse when you start seeing characters who are, you know what, let's go agitate the Deathclaw. Let's go agitate a Deathclaw and wake it up. Come on. See, what you want to do is you just get them to follow you. Come on, you lazy sod. Really? Okay, well, let me wake you up with something more powerful. Watch this. Watch this. You take them all out with a grenade. Wakey, wakey, padarum bendy. Get wrecked, scrub. What the fuck? Those things even awake? Did I just straight up murder them? Did I straight up murder them already? All right, well. Yeah, so this is the legend. These are the scary Deathclaws. Like most things, it's a pain to kill, but if you use the right weapons, it's not that big of a deal. Just die. Die! Come on. Come on, just die. Just die. This is one of those issues that you have when you use the... Let's see what this sawed-off does. Oh, that's nice. It's in poor condition. Well, yeah. I wouldn't expect somebody to take care of their gun. Oh, it's actually gun. Okay, so it's not... You see that little shield next to its health? It's blocking some of the damage. So let's see. Come on. So it's not blocking this 10mm, but it was blocking that 12 gauge sawed-off. Just die. There we go. Just die. Alright, well, we've seen some crazy stuff thus far. But yeah, this is one of those drawbacks. If you wanted to do any role-playing, it's best to sell all this stuff before you use it. I'd imagine these things are still awake or still alive or whatever. No, this one's deader than hell. This one's deader than hell, too. This is Powder Ganger. Okay, so he must have killed this thing, or one of them, or all together. Because then, you know, you put these giant warning Deathclaws over here. And normally this is supposed to prevent you, because if you didn't have a grenade launcher or anything like I've got, it's supposed to keep you from going further. But if you knew what you were doing, you can still sneak. Granted, you can still sneak, and if you were like some people and picked up this kind of stuff and said, hey, I want to use this, then you could easily come over and wake these guys up and kill them. So, nope, there they are. Okay. See if we can deal with it. Come on. Or you can run in the equal opposite direction of where I fired from. I'd imagine stupid animals doing exactly that. Now I'm gonna die. Come on, brute. Nope. I'm gonna die. Yep. Oh. Okay. So, if I had more explosive skill, I'm sure it would be easier for me to pull that off. Let's see. Let's go back to what we had it as. We'll do Salon. And the foreman should be alive again. Caution. So they're going to go crazy again. I don't know why. I don't know why. But, and I don't know why it's a bad thing to walk into this office either. It's the machine shop. It's like, you can't be walking into the machine shop. Oh. And we'll just skip through this. Yes. I fixed your generator. I fixed Snuffle's leg. Goodbye. I don't care. Okay, so they're not going postal this time. That's good. I mean, it was still pretty funny to watch him just go postal and try to beat up that young Deathclaw. And he's running out there. Okay. Okay there, buddy dude.
When do you think the NCR will send their troops to help us?
Alright. Well, there's two places we can go. We can continue down here on Quarry Junction, or we can... You know, actually, let's see. Do I have the quest to clear it out? No, I don't. You know what? I'm going to take it and talk to these folks. And if I have to... I just want to activate this quest. This is something you can come back to and say something for and do something with. Let's see. Where the Deathclaws come from?
They moved into the quarry after the powder gangers came through and made off with most of our dynamite. We shut the quarry down while we waited for the NCR to get us some more blasting sticks. But now the Deathclaws have shown up. The NCR is a no-show. And my men and I have got nothing to do but sit on our asses all day. It's damn frustrating.
Yeah, but you know, you could do more than just sit on your ass. You could, you know, play cards, you could clean up your facility. There's a plethora of what you can do. I can take care of your Deathclaw problem.
Have you ever seen a Deathclaw? They're taller than a man and far, far stronger and faster. And there's a whole pack of them out there. You'd have to be the meanest, toughest, roughest bastard in the wasteland to have any chance against them, and I don't think that's you. You'd need to take out the pack leaders, the Mother Deathclaw and the Deathclaw Alpha Male. Kill them and the pack will scatter. Pretty tough job.
Yeah, so I remember the Deathclaw. I remember first seeing it in Fallout 1, and it was spooky. It was a spooky kind of moment where it just looked like a horned beast, like a furry horned animal that would claw at you and try to tear you up. It was scary in the first one. The second one made him more human. The third game ended up doing what we deal with now. I think in Tactics, I don't think we actually dealt with Deathclaws in Tactics. I don't think we did. We may have. I don't remember all too well of Fallout Tactics. You know, have you had problems with the Deathclaws before?
We'd see them occasionally, but they didn't seem too keen on getting too close to the quarry. Not sure if it was the noise or all the workers. I can't believe that an entire pack moved into the quarry. I thought that kind of bad luck only happened in New Vegas.
Alright, and we'll leave these guys.
Okay.
But that's how it was in the first couple games, and then... Oh, you know what? Tactics had... They even had furry ones in Tactics as well. They were just like the Chicago strain. What I distinctly remember from this was that in the fourth game with Fallout 4, you had the introduction of a scarier Deathclaw that looked more like a dragon from Skyrim. So, I mean, at this point with the Deathclaws myself, I'm not really that afraid of them. It's more scary when you don't know what they are. Like with the first game, you didn't know what a Deathclaw was, and you were scared because you fundamentally were not prepared. In this, I can avoid them, I can, you know, glitch the environment, I can cheese them, is what I'm saying. But with old Fallout, you couldn't really cheese anything unless you had a high agility, which would allow you to run away after you hit somebody once, and then just play the waiting game like that. Otherwise, no, there wasn't a lot of cheesing. And that's hilarious, he's unable to throw the TNT. I don't know why. There we go. He used it. Good. He's stuck. This just goes to show you the pathfinding is gutterable. He's got a metal mask. He's dead. Congrats, metal mask man. And boom, here we are. Powder Gangers North. Read the notes. The notes read, fellas farther north are trying to organize. We're starting to think it's a good idea. Well, who knew? It's pretty... Oh, why is there a danger? Oh, well, that would explain it. I mean, if you're just going to stand there menacingly and just be like, hey, man, why are you reading that note? Oh, and something else that I also liked about Fallout 4's combat is that you actually got a ability to slap somebody with melee. You don't think about it until you see it, then it's like, ah, you know, that really is pretty nice. I'll just do that to get rid of it. And to condense some of this stuff, got to really condense a lot. And you can also, if you don't want to deal with these guys and you want to go into their towns and whatnot or pass them by, just put on a regular Powder Ganger uniform and it'll automatically move you up to 100. And there's dogs in front of there. Yeah, so you can actually cross into the yard that way. I think. You can hop over the fence over there and walk in. Or I guess there's just a gateway, you walk right in. It's not too bad. I'm trying to remember how it was, because I know there was one gate that you had to deal with, yeah. So you have the far fence with the dogs out here, and then you have the internal fence, which I'm just going to get here for the marker, and we'll come back later. Because the whole thing's been taken over. And it's actually one of the best things about this game, this prison is, because it looks like an actual prison. It looks like it could function as a prison. It still has steel everywhere. It doesn't have everything broken up. It's still nice. The only thing that I would have issues with are the towers themselves, which could be cleaned off. And I'm getting shot to death by 357 Magnum rounds. Yeah, I'm getting shot by a 357 Magnum is what I'm getting shot by. Let's see. Speaking of which, I got to start putting this stuff on quick. Let's see, quick. Drink a few of these. God, I could only imagine me getting hypertension and... Oh, look, I got a star bottle cap, too. Nice. This is Jaws. This guy's terrible. And we'll take him out with our laser. Come on, just drop over. Just drop over. There we go. Good man. Oh, and here comes the rest of the gang. They're coming out here with their rifles and fun-loving instruments to teach us the manners of their people. Let's see. Come on. See, I'm not opposed to using, like, 357 Magnum. It's just, like, this... Nobody would ever have a pistol at this point in time with that kind of reload. Most people have gone over to the... So where the cylinder, it would not be a single reload. It would be where you could pop the cylinder out and then you'd have quick reloads in it. You wouldn't have to load it singly. But I feel like they did that. They did this because it was easier to just animate. You wouldn't have to have, oh, whoa, where's your speed loaders and things like that. So normally that's what you'd want, is a speed loader with a shotgun or a speed loader with a... I mean, any of them. I mean, you could have fundamentally just speed loaders. Oh, what did I step on? Did I step on a mine? I take a grenade to the foot. Oh, don't tell me I'm all the way over here. Oh, no. Oh, bloody hell. Alright, well, I'll be back here in just a moment. Alright, here I'm back at our little fort. I figured out, yes, they do have mines. They're coffee can mines, which is hilarious. I didn't know the game would actually have coffee can mines, which makes sense. I mean, you could make a fragmentation grenade with coffee cans. And I just want to get this correctional facility like we did in the past. And I don't think we'll end up killing off anybody here just yet. We'll be back. We'll be back when we have better armor and better weapons. This laser pistol is not... Okay. That was the grenade that got me the last time. Whew. Call it a grenade, but it's the mine that got me last time. Oh, and I forgot to bind things, too. Let's see. Oot. And we'll do... Yeah, I'll read that just to increase my sneak. Oh, you know I could do that with duck and cover. Yeah, it increases your explosives. Okay. Let's see, what do I want? What do I want? Yeah, let's use a stem pack. Drink a ton of these. Ah, see, we've got a star bottle cap just like we did last time, which is very nice. The more we drink of the sarsaparilla, the better off we will be. Because we eventually want all of the star sarsaparillas. Ooh. You see that off in the distance? You see those two figures shaking hands? That's where we want to go eventually. We want to go there, and we will get there. Not to worry. Now, something to note also, if you follow the train tracks, we can come over here. The train tracks seem to be the safest route. The road is the worst route because, again, the road is filled with people who are obviously and smartly being like the kids from the Yellow Brick Road, where you'd want to wait for people to come through and you'd attack. I think Skyrim also had, or not Skyrim, but Oblivion had this kind of issue. But you at least had guards, so you had guards up and down the pathways. And when you did have enemies like bandits and whatnot that tried to rob you or anything like that, they would end up being defeated. Yeah. So they're figuring out there's not too many patrols, because once you start figuring out, oh, there's guys out here looking to rob us, not a lot of people are going to walk down through there. Especially when you're weighed down with supplies. You'd rather just make the necessary arrangements to say forget about it. Ooh, it's radiation. Radiation is bad. Let's see. Nah, I'm already at full health. That is a good point. My limb is still punctured, though. Let's see. I'll use the doctor's bag. First time, and probably the last time I'll ever use a doctor's bag. Simply because they are useless when you can use stem packs. I don't remember. I don't think you can cripple limb. I don't think the first two. I think they had some systems where you could have you'd have crippled limbs to some extent, I think. Or at least you got the target. You got the target through VATS, but when you got hit there, it would end up disabling you for either a couple turns or permanently disabling you when you crack somebody's head open, obviously. There's boat flies. These are the most... I hate these things. Yeah. It's good to see the wildlife fight each other. Saves you a lot of trouble. Normally there's supposed to be a gecko and a roach coming out here. Hey, look. Who's that? Who's this person? Let's go see who they are, shall we? Who is this? Hello.
Hey there. Hey there.
Is it a prospector? What is a prospector doing out here? Can you guess what's going to happen to this prospector? Can you just guess? The wasteland is a cruel, cruel place. It's a very cruel place. Very cruel. What did she have? Not a lot, just a bunch of garbage. Thanks. Thanks there, buddy. We got the NCR up here. They've got the flag raised. That means we're running into an NCR outpost, which is nice. There's one of the guards over here. They'll come over to complain to us.
Where the hell do you think you're going? Primm is off limits.
And which is funny when they say Primm is off limits. You and what army, pal? Like, what would you be able to do to stop me? I just blew somebody's head off over there. You can't tell me you know this person. Come on, now. So what's going on in Primm?
Some convicts from the prison up the road have taken over the town. Everyone inside is either dead or in hiding. What's more, there are 2 tribes of raiders causing trouble in this area as well. You'd be safer heading back up to Good Springs.
So why... Oh, it's off limits. It's off limits. You can't be doing anything. And, I can take care of myself.
It's your ass. Don't say you weren't warned.
What do you mean you weren't warned? You just told me the area is off limits. If you're gonna sit here and tell me something's off limits and then proceed to say, ah, nah, fam, go ahead, then obviously it's not off limits. It should have just been like, halt, you know, hey, or just, hey, you know, there's stuff going on up the way. You don't have to make him seem like such an asshole. To tell me, oh, hey, man, you can't do that. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. It's off limits. It's off limits.